Pete Carroll, he talks about competing. We are competitors, like we like to win. What keeps you going? It's like, this is fun, man, this is a joy. But an athlete, your time expires. Same thing happens with entertainers. We don't do the same dance moves that we did when we were in our 20s.
Right.
It's close. You have to navigate the system. You still have to compete. You have to go out there and you're wearing a name on the back of your jersey.
What's up, Raider Nation? Welcome to Raiders Talk of the Nation, and I'm your host, Baron Davis. We got legends. Legends in sports, legends in entertainment, legends in music. We are here, Las Vegas, and I bring you none other than the Backstreet Boys. Nick, Brian, welcome to the nation. The residency. Second time here in Vegas.
Let's see, we started in 2017. 2017 and 18 playing Hollywood. And then, we had to come back and do it bigger. So what better way to do it than be at the Sphere?
And that in 2017, actually, and when that's when I moved here.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
So I've been out here ever since.
He made the smart choice.
Bought into the neighborhood you used to live in.
Yeah, my own neighborhood.
And it just, both my daughters were born here. Amazing. And so it's been a great community, and it's been awesome to be here.
Yeah, because I know you're originally from Tampa.
Yeah.
And so having daughters that's born here in Las Vegas with the Raiders here, I feel like you should have some type of...
Listen, we shall address the elephant in the room. I am a Tampa Bay Bucks fan, but AFC, NFC.
Yeah.
So I think I'll be all right.
Yeah.
Right.
As long as you accept this, we'll start that way. In the long run, when the journey is over, we know.
I had this conversation. Your son's the same way. I had this conversation with my son, and he's 9. And I'm like, no, you're a Buccaneers fan. And he's like, well, Dad, can I like the Raiders if I want? I'm from here. Because that's what happened with me. Like, I was raised in Tampa, and then I became a Buccaneers fan. So.
Yeah.
But listen, we love football.
We
love NFL. So
that's the thing.
It's all good.
We're fans of everything.
And having the Raiders here, one, y'all got all these, very great. One, I have to say I'm a fan, so I'm kind of like, this show may seem a little, he's kind of giddy. The dancing, the singing. If you could pick a song, right, that could be the theme song for the Raiders out of your catalog, what would you like?
That's a great question.
I would have to go with Larger Than Life. Larger Than Life.
Yeah, that stadium is pretty large out here. No, I was thinking...
this facility is just, it's state of the art. Who wouldn't want to play here? That's the way I look at it, just as fans, because I was sharing this with my son earlier. Like, we look at these guys, look at the professional athletes, like, man, what a cool job that would be to have. But they're looking at us going, what a cool job that would be. You know what I mean?
It's
kind of cool.
Because I got to address that too. You could go, everybody, silver, black, all right.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
We could do that.
Back to the nation.
I'm just saying.
Run that to the Raider Nation.
You guys look good. 1, 2, 3.
Good practice?
Yeah.
He's going to go ahead and so with Nick.
Love it.
Appreciate you. Oh, you're awesome. So I'm starting.
I was watching earlier. We were all at practice. You guys were interacting with the guys, and there's this happy medium, right? When the athlete meets the entertainer, when the entertainer meets the athlete, it's like we picked up a football immediately, like start throwing. You're going into the end zone, and you see the guys when they walked away. They're like humming the songs, right? And so I always say that, sports is art. Right. And each athlete is its own artist, and try to get, the greater debating community to realize that. Can you guys talk about what do you see in similarities, from a team perspective or a group perspective that sports implements into what you guys are doing.
I could start off by saying, like, when I was watching practice today, I mean, a lot of it is choreography, you know, and you guys are memorizing choreography, and then you're doing that live in a game, and it's entertainment, but it's professional at the same time. I mean, I think that's kind of similar to what we do, you know?
Exactly. It's the entertainment business.
Yeah.
And that's what it is, you know, and it's like finding that art form in your character, you know, because your character, whether you're a DB or a wideout or offensive lineman, it's like, how do you fit into the scheme to make it work, you know? So that's what Nick and I do with AJ and Kevin and Howie. It's like everybody knows their role. You know, you call the play, that's what it is, and you execute it.
And every step is in step.
Yeah.
Every voice, you know, is.
And that's what, like Pete Carroll, he talks about competing. You know, his big thing is competing. Like, we are competitors. Like, we like to win. That's the thing. It's like, you guys have been doing this for 32 years. Like, what keeps you going? It's like, this is fun, man. This is a joy. But, you know, we're not like an athlete, you know, your time expires because the quality goes down.
Totally.
You know, same thing happens with entertainers. You know, we don't do the same dance moves that we did when we were in our 20s.
Right.
It's close, but it's close.
You
know,
can still do
because
it.
you got to give them what they want.
Just not the flips.
But not the flips.
We stopped that 20 years ago. I don't even think we flipped.
But it's a thing where you have to navigate the system. You still have to compete. You have to go out there and you're wearing a name on the back of your jersey.
Totally.
You know what I mean? It's about
a
you.
Team as well. Like he was just saying, I think we respect football. I mean, I grew up watching football. We all grew up watching football. It's my first sport, you know, in America. And, you know, just seeing that teamwork, you know, it takes a team to get all the way to that Super Bowl, you know, to be able to win. Every step that we have taken to get to, you know, Sphere, like 33 years that we've been together, you know, there's going to be highs and lows, and you just got to ride it out, you know, and stick together as a team. And then eventually magical things can happen. You know, you get to that big dance, and at the end of our big dance right now is the Sphere. So we're really, really, really proud of that.
Man, you guys doing okay? Rich Gannon, good to see you. Hey, brother, how are you, man? You guys doing good?
Rich
guys
saw you
ready to
guys
rock
at the
it out
Pro Bowl
again?
in '99.
Wow, you guys are still kicking. You guys are doing great, man.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
How you been?
I'm doing good. I'm just calling games and staying out of trouble. And, you know, but like I said, I never worked a day in my life. I'm 59. I've played 17 years in the NFL. I've been broadcasting for 20. It's like your gig. You know, it's like, you love it. It's not work, right?
Yeah, you know.
Right?
Yeah, you got to be passionate about it.
Converting them now, you know?
Is AJ coming this morning? It's flat.
Feel like the same competitive nature, right? And like that competition driving you guys to, you know, continue to perfect your craft.
Totally.
As a vet, right? You know, you come in as a rookie, you come in first album, you dancing, you flipping, you can do whatever you want, right? Fast forward.
Don't hurt yourself.
Yeah. But you can get hurt, right? Like, just like, you know, I'm a young basketball player, a young rookie on the team, you can get hurt and recover. Now, as you get older, I would say, like, as I got older too, you know, damn near, I'm about to retire, you start to realize, like, hey, I still got the moves, I still got the intellect, and I'm a lot more wiser. Can you talk about, you know, like, the terminology, like, you know, you age like fine wine, right? And so what's the difference between, you know, the younger you versus now the Sphere version?
Oh, there's too many differences out there.
Man, I'll tell you what, you know, it's so funny. I like the analogy of football. I go back to football. We actually really use football a lot for how we relate to things. And one of the things that comes to mind is, imagine a quarterback, right? And that quarterback, the more he plays, I mean, I'm sure this goes for every player, but the more he plays, the slower the game gets for him.
Totally.
You know what I mean? And that's kind of like us as well. Like we know what we've done, so now we can enjoy it a little bit more. Like you read the defenses a little bit easier than you used to because you've seen that same play, you know, before. And I think the same thing applies to us.
I love that.
Yeah, you anticipate better.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because you see what's coming.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing. It's like, if we choose to do this, we know that this is going to happen.
Right.
But when you're 25 and you're like,
You're just
oh,
going
I'm
for
just
it.
going to go do this. And then you're like, you don't think about the repercussions of your actions. And that's, you know, I mean, let's talk about the business of it. If
Yeah.
you really want to break it down, you know, you've got young athletes, they make a lot of money, and sometimes they make, you know, uneducated decisions
Yeah.
when it comes to managing that.
Yes.
Because they think it's going to last forever.
Right.
And that's the thing. You got to be smart. You got to have great people around you that is your camp, that is your team, that says, hey, man, when you're down, they can pick you up.
Totally.
Let's go.
Yeah.
You know? Because you got to leave your ego at the door.
You have
know?
to.
But the ego brings that spite, that punch, that want. You know, I'm better than you. I'm going to take you. That's the way it needs to be on the basketball court or the baseball field or the dance floor for us, the stage.
And it's free. You know, I always said, like, if I was going through something, or if, you know, you're in that idle moment in the summer where it's like, man, like, what do I do? Do I go travel? Do I do, you know, spend money? It's like, I'm going to go play basketball because basketball is free. And so, you know, I always say, you stick to your craft, right? You go back to your craft because, like, that's ultimately where you find your peace, right? And your artistry and your competitiveness. But it's, you know, you guys have been able to continue to reinvent yourself, right? And still be like the newer version. And I'm just, you know, curious to like that approach, right? Because thinking from an athlete side, like you have to get better, right? And you have to add things to your game. Right. What are some of the, some of the things that you guys have done or just talked about, like as a unit, as a team? Like, how do we, now we're 10
How do we
years in,
take it
now
to
we're
that
20.
next level?
Yeah.
There's an interesting thing that I say at our show every night at the Sphere. I talk about like who's been to a Backstreet Boys concert before or who hasn't. And it's about half and half, to be honest with you, because we're in front of 17,000 people a night.
Wow.
Which is crazy. So,
Crazy.
But that half and half, that makes you want to stay on your game, because if that's the first time that they've ever seen you, you want them to leave there going, wow, man, they connected with me. They sang that song to me. They touched my life. Like they made me feel like I was 10 years old again. You know?
Yeah.
That's what you want. And just like those wide receivers wanted running those routes, it's like, yeah, I've gone against this guy for 10 years. He knows my stuff. So what am I going to do to create something different to get that step? You know, it's in the off season. It's in the weight room. It's in the stuff
preparation.
the time that you put in.
Yeah, I mean,
just like you said, you always go back and play basketball because that's your joy.
That's your joy.
It's just like you find you're in your happy place.
Totally.
I think recovery is important, you know, same thing with an athlete, you know, taking care of yourself, understanding like, thankfully we have 3 shows a week, you know, but every single time we get on that stage, I mean, we give 1,000%, you know what I mean? So it's like, all right, well, maybe tonight I got to go to sleep and, you know, not go to that club or whatever, you know, and
The after party.
because I got to go home and I got to raise my kids, you know what I mean? I got to take care, I got to be there for my kids. Yeah, I just think it's kind of like those things. And also, to answer your question earlier, how do you elevate, you know, what do you do? I mean, things present themselves like Sphere, which we had the idea for Millennium 2.0 to do a tour with it. And then it presented itself and we got the offer. And then they were like, okay, we knew that Sphere had a lot of great, you know, visuals and content and great audio and all this immersive experience. But like, we were like, okay, just because you have that doesn't mean you have to rely off of it.
Right.
So we spent it was like 2 months, you know, in the rehearsal studios, every single day, grinding to the point, like towards the end, I was beat.
Oh,
like
we were
I
dead.
was tired.
Yeah, we were
But
dead.
that conditioning was the same conditioning that, like, you know,
need.
if you don't train that way as an athlete,
You can't
by the time you get out there, you know, you don't
can't
make it to that
spend it in
fourth
week
quarter, bro,
6.
you know? You can't even make it to that fourth
Yeah,
quarter. So
totally.
I think it was conditioning for us, but it turned out great.
Love that. And, you know, obviously we know how Raider Nation and the fans are, the craze, the love, the passion. Tell us about, you know, a story to just where you've had that fan experience, whether it's a Raider fan at a concert.
I mean, we're
or-
talking about the Raiders, and first of all, thank you for inviting us. You know, like, again, like, this has been a great experience here. I mean, we've had the history here, you know, with the Raiders. It can't be beat. You know, all the way back to John Madden. You know what I mean? In my opinion, watching him, just Bo Jackson, like you name them on and on and on again. There's so much history here, and it's so rich in that. And, it just travels all the way, through our culture in America, and I want to see, the Raiders win a Super Bowl. I really do, for Las Vegas, because this city has embraced this team, and there are a lot of sports fans here in Las Vegas, dedicated people. And then you combine that, with the Raider Nation that was already there. I think it's a recipe for success, and it's going to happen.
Like, even on the way here today, like, just the opportunity to see the facility and all that stuff, like, it's such a blessing, because our job allows us to live other dreams, just like doing what you do now. It's like the court has turned into something different for you. And we were on the way here. I've got a 22-year-old son, so I was the first Backstreet dad, back in 2002. So he's telling me, he's like, Dad, man, Raiders used to be black and gold back in the 60s, and then the coach comes in and he's like all decked out in the black and silver, and he's like, it just changed the culture. And I was just like, seriously? He's somewhat of a historian when it comes to knowing his facts. And that was just something really cool to be on the way here, hearing that from my son, like, dang, it's like, it's pretty damn amazing to think about. But,
I like your son already,
yeah,
man. He sounds like a Raider historian. Come on, baby.
He wants to work for the organization up there.
When we were here in 2017, when I first came here, we had our first residency at Planet Hollywood, and they had just announced that the stadium was going to be built, and I came to the groundbreaking with it. And I was there, I saw the shovel in the ground, I knew it was coming, I was just like, God, this is going to be so great for the city. Then you realize how many Raiders fans there actually are.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And they're just diehard, and I think it represents the kind of people that they are, like smash mouth football. That's what that came from, back in the day. Like, it was like, listen, that was what football was all about. Even like, I give kudos to our manager, Jen Souza, who we've been with for over 20 years. She's a diehard Raider fan. And, I remember she was like, she had the hat on. She was ready to go.
She ready to tackle somebody.
From LA,
so I'm telling you.
So, and I was like, yeah, I'll come. Let's go support you, so it's great.
Yeah, no, man, we appreciate it, Raider Nation. We appreciate having y'all here, having you in Vegas. I would like to personally see, like, if y'all can work with, like, the receivers or the DBs next time y'all come. We need a choreography. We need some celebration.
I see some of the choreographers nowadays actually are receivers doing choreography.
He wants a celebration.
Want a celebration dance? We'll give you the Backstreet's back.
Okay.
We'll teach the Backstreet's back.
So we need a theme song.
Yeah, we'll do that.
And we need some choreography for the team when we score these touchdowns.
Yeah, I'll put it out here. This year, any of those Raiders who do the Backstreet's back celebration dance, I'll pay them 5 G's. But they do a celebration. Any receiver does that, but it's only for one.
You can't. Only one touchdown. Not only one touchdown.
You gonna go half with me?
Do it. I'll go half.
All right, okay.
Yeah, I'll go half.
Yeah.
Look, he just made me donate $2,500.
We're already getting NIL deals for the nation.
Oh, and that's another thing too. So they have the Raiderettes here.
Yes.
All right. Yeah. So
The
there's
legendary.
a really great dance school and stuff for the girls. I probably might put my girls in that school. Just because you guys really embraced me here, and I've been trying to find a really good dance school for them. So
Revolutionary.
I think,
they were,
yeah.
The Raiderettes are revolutionary. But you guys,
my wife's right here. She's like, what?
I think she's all for it. That's the part of being a part of the community. Thank you, wife, for co-signing that.
Well, I live right down the street, so it'd be easy to just break them down.
But, speaking about, just revolutionary and, you guys' career, what you're doing, from a family perspective, building out a brand, a residency, teamwork, right? Teamwork, confidence, put in the work, and then really just being able to share your talents, right? And being humble enough to share your talents with fans, throughout the generations. I just think it's a testament to who you guys are, the hard work, and something that we can all pick up and learn from. So
Yeah,
thank you for being on the
Thank you.
show.
appreciate that. Thanks for
Raider Nation, talk of the nation. I'm your host, Baron Davis, and we out. I'm going to the concert right now, so see y'all.
pretty. All right, let's go. Silver black, all right.